Today I'm in Rolling Meadows, and today we're going to be talking inspections with Spyglass Property Inspections with Ryan Foley. Today we're in Rolling Meadows, and we're at Spyglass Property Inspections with Ryan Foley. Ryan, thank you so much for meeting with us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
That was our absolute pleasure. And today we're talking about home inspections. Ryan, first question. You and I both know the answer to this question, but I'm going to ask it anyways.
Sure.
Should a buyer have a home inspection?
I'm not just saying this because I have a home inspection company. All right, but yes, it's imperative that you do so. There's so many ins and outs and facets to a home nowadays, especially with technology as well.
Of course.
But just basic construction, you need somebody to be looking at that.
Now, for those who don't know, what is a home inspection?
Great question. Great question. So I like to entail when I get a phone call in is it is a full non-invasive inspection of the home. We start with the roof, we work our way down to the foundation, and we're literally checking everything in between inside and out. So bigger ticket items, it's the roof, the attic space, the plumbing, the electric, the foundation. So the big key components to a house. As many little things throughout the house as windows and outlets and things like that, but people call big ticket items the four that I said.
Right, and they're very important to know what condition they're in.
Absolutely. Because you got to pretty much inform the buyer, your client, whoever, and what they're getting involved with.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, should a home buyer be attending their home inspection?
You know, I do have a fair amount of clients that do not, just because they're buying from out of town, right? And I provide a very detailed report. However, I highly recommend that they are there just to show them how their furnace works, the safety precautions with that, where gas valves are. But the big thing is if there is a big problem, because they do come up, I want to be able to explain it to them, and it's a lot harder to do through a report with pictures over the phone.
Absolutely. You know, that information firsthand right there is extremely imperative to have.
Correct.
And I always like it when the purchaser is there.
Absolutely. I prefer it.
It's preferable.
It's more of an educational thing for them as well as what they're getting themselves into.
Especially first-time home buyers, I think it's very, very important.
Agreed. I couldn't agree more.
Absolutely. And how long does an inspection take? I know it probably differs from property to property, but average single-family home, you would say?
Single-family home, I would definitely plan on a couple of hours. Okay, our company usually gets there early to get the outside done, so they can jump right in with the potential buyer and educate them right away, so we're not wasting their time watching us go up and down a ladder. But regular 2,500, to 3,000 square foot home, plan on 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours. Yeah, that's right. And what after the inspection is done? Yes. After it's completed, when does the client receive that report?
So our company lives by this. This is my number one rule for all myself and my inspectors. They get the report the exact same day.
Wow, that's fantastic. And a lot of times that's extremely important because once contracts are written, there is a time issue between inspection, attorney approval periods. So having that same day is fantastic to me.
Yeah, and like you said, it's such a fast-moving business, and you have to meet those deadlines. And you also want to give the buyer the time to digest all the information, so they're not sitting in the ninth hour waiting to get the information.
Absolutely. Now, so far we've discussed home inspections for the buyer.
Yes.
But there's also home inspections for the sellers. Okay. And so, Ryan, is it a good idea for someone who is about to place their home in the market to have a home inspection?
I'm sure some people will disagree with me, but I say yes, because when you're going to sell the home, you don't know all the ins and outs. When's the last time, an honest question, when's the last time you've been in your attic, right? You don't know if there's mold or any sort of leaking. I personally rather be prepared for what's coming my way and to be able to, number one, alleviate any of the problems that I potentially can take care of before it goes under contract.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And so, for the buyer and for the seller, I think what a home inspection really is, if I were to put a a line on it, wording on it.
Sure.
Peace of mind is what I think.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
I think that's really what it is. It's like you know what you have. Some things you can deal with, others you may not want to deal with.
Right.
It's peace of mind is what that is.
Sure.
And what areas do you service? Cities, suburbs,
We're
counties?
both. We're literally all over the place. I mean, we'll be in Rockford one day and, you know, Alsip the next.
What additional inspections do you provide other than your home inspection?
Sure. So we do provide radon testing, mold testing, and then all of myself and my inspectors come from a heavy construction background. So we do a thing that's called phase construction inspection. So there's different phases during a new construction build that we will do the phase construction inspections. It gives the potential the builder and all the buyer a little peace of mind that everything's being done correctly.
And that's for new construction.
New construction.
Because I was going to ask you about that.
Yes.
And so again, I'm going to have to ask that question. Is it a good idea if you're building a property and it's new construction or someone is building a property to have that inspection?
Absolutely on that. But last one, we also do commercial inspections as well.
Excellent.
But yes, I'll give you a small, quick story. Is I was doing a brand new construction inspection. It was a very large house, expensive home, and the floors were off. Just couldn't figure it out. I'm like, how could this all be sloping, right?
Yeah.
Go in the basement. It was an unfinished basement. And I finally asked, I'm like, are the plans on site? Plans were on site. I had my level out. We were off by like 1/4 of an inch. They were missing a lolly count in the basement.
Wow.
That's a huge deal.
Yeah.
So stuff like that can get overseen.
And again, the phrase peace of mind, comes back, and you know, that's very, very important to have. So you do inspect multiple types of properties. It's not just it's from commercial to single to condominiums and townhomes and new constructions.
Yeah, multi-unit
buildings as well. And you're in the city, you're in the suburbs.
Correct.
It's fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic. Well, I appreciate you being here, Ryan. I really do. And if you have any questions, if you'd like to discuss more with Ryan, if you need inspection needs, you can contact them. I'll have the information for you. Today I'm in Rolling Meadows, and tomorrow I may be in your neighborhood. I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and have a blessed day. Ryan?
Thanks a lot for having me, Bill.
So much.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Have a blessed day.